Hey there, welcome. Thanks for joining me. So today we're going to be making three different Easter decors, perfect for any shelf or anywhere around your home, but I specifically made them for my tier trays. So they're actually the great size for that. So the first project we're going to make is a bunny, and what we're going to use is basically recycling some of our home decor that we already had, and this is a pumpkin from Dollar Tree. All I did was sand down some of the glitter that the word had on it, and then I'm going to go ahead and paint mine white. And go ahead and remove all the stickers. As you can tell, I haven't removed the back of it, but yes, go ahead and remove all the stickers that it does have on anything that you're going to decide to use for the bunny itself. And then paint all the sides the color of your choice. Once you're done painting your wood piece, go ahead and set it aside and allow it to dry. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to use one of these felt hearts that were out during Valentine's, and I just freehanded some bunny ears. Basically folded my heart and then traced one bunny ear out and then just cut it. And since my heart was folded, I'm going to get both of my bunny ears at the same time. Now, once your piece of wood is all dry, you can go ahead and remove the stem. I left the stem there just to hold on to while I was painting. And all I used to glue my bunny ears to my bunny is hot glue. I love decorating tier trays and having tier trays all around my house. I have smaller ones to larger ones. I just think it's so cute and adorable to have to add different decors, baby DIYs that you make, or even some things that you get as gifts or purchase at craft shows. I just think it's a great place to display all those little things that those keepsakes that you want to have around your home. So once you're done adding your larger ears, go ahead and get some ribbon, the color of your choice. I'm using the burlap ribbon, and all I did was grab two pieces of the burlap, and then I placed them together and folded it, and then just kept cutting the same shape as I did my bit larger bunny ears until I got them the size that would fit inside my bunny ears to make the inner part. And all I did was add hot glue to the bottom of the inner part of my ear, and then I just allowed it to dry and then added a dab of glue to the top point. And basically, this is your bunny. Now you can freehand the face of the bunny if you feel comfortable with that. If you don't, go ahead and just do what I did and print out a bunny face, and then just go ahead and trace it onto your piece of wood. And the way I traced it out on the piece of wood was with a pen, and all I did was kind of press firmly onto the piece of wood, the paper, for it to kind of stamp onto my wood. So you're really not going to see anything on my wood, but in person you will if you just press a little bit firmly, not too much because you don't want to tear that paper and trace it with your pen, but firm enough to where you'll get an indent onto your piece of wood. And as you can tell, since this bunny face was a little bit too big for my piece of wood, I just kind of freehanded it and used it as a guide, just to make sure I kind of placed everything evenly and where it belonged. So what I'm going to use to paint my bunny is basically I'm using some paint, and I'm using the pink paint from Waverly chalk paint. And then I'm going to use black apple barrel. And just use a small paintbrush to make all the details onto your bunny. And if you have more of these pumpkins, of course, you can make maybe the mom bunny and the dad bunny and baby bunny, you know, a little family, or just make 3 different ones, or, you know, 3 of the same kind of bunny. Let me know in the comments below. Do you guys like making things in sets, or is it something that you just like making one of each thing? To me, it depends on what it is, but stuff like this, it doesn't bother me just to have one sitting, you know, a cute bunny sitting on my windowsill, or for instance, a tier tray. So I don't, it just depends on what I'm making, that if I want a set or not. So I'm using some apple barrel khaki color for the rest of my bunny, with the whiskers and the mouth part. And I went ahead and used the same color just to make the little dots in the eyes, or the pupil of the eye, that same color. Now I'm grabbing this blush pink burlap, raffia ribbon that I got, and all I did was wrap it around my hand and made a simple bow. I'm on the hunt to find some more of this blush pink raffia. I can't find it at Dollar Tree anymore, so I'm trying so hard to find some more because I really, really love it. But just go ahead and make a bow with any kind of ribbon or raffia that you have, or that you want to use to match your decor. And what I did was I added it to the top of one of my bunny ears. And the way I did that was just add a little dab of hot glue. And so I decided to make this one a girl, so I went ahead and just cut a little bit of greenery off of one of the leaves I had. And then I'm going to add one of these felt flowers from Dollar General to my bow, the center of my bow. And there you have it, a cute little bunny. So now what we're going to do is make a really adorable small vase. And what we're going to use is one of these salt and pepper shakers that come in a package of 2, and they're the glass ones. And I'm just using one for this tier tray. So all I did was paint it white. And of course you can paint it any color. I have some already painted turquoise, which I absolutely love, and I just stressed them. But this one, I just wanted it all solid white. And I just gave it one coat. Once it was completely dry, I brought it back. And then what I decided to do was get some of these beads and some burlap, jute twine string. And these beads are really pretty. I purchased them at Dollar Tree as well. And all I did was get 3 of the same color for either side of my jute twine. And what I'm going to do is basically run 3 of the beads into my jute twine. And then I'm going to run the other 3, but the way I'm going to put the other 3 is basically opposite of what the colors are on the other side of my jute twine. That way when they're side by side, basically they'll be the same way. So once you've added the amount of beads you want to, go ahead and double knot the end of your jute twine. And it's okay if you leave a little bit extra of that jute twine there, because you can easily cut that off once your hot glue is dry. And then just pull your beads down towards the knot. And then just press on that at the back and it'll stay nice and firm. And then run your other 3 beads, or the amount that you're going to place on your jute twine, a little bit further than what you think you're going to need of jute twine rope. And there you have your little tassel. And what I'm going to do is grab some of this pink ribbon, and I'm going to wrap it around the top part of my salt or pepper shaker, just to cover up that top area of your shaker. Remove that extra piece of ribbon and just add a little bit more hot glue to make sure that ribbon stays nice and secure and it's all nice and even. And then what I decided to do was just go ahead and wrap my little tassel with beads around the top of my little miniature vase. And I just wrapped it around once and then basically gave it a little knot to have my bead tassels hanging down. And you can leave it like that. I just basically add a little bit of hot glue just to make sure that that knot doesn't unravel. But I decided to go ahead and make a simple little bow with the same jute twine, just to glue it on top where I made that knot where my beads are at. And there you have it, an adorable mini vase. You can add anything you'd like in here, you know, maybe even a miniature succulent, or what I'm doing is just adding some of this little flowers, kind of like baby's breath style flower. I don't know what they're called, but that's what they remind me of. But they're that blush pink. So I just inserted 2 of the little stems into my little mini vase. The next DIY that we're going to be making, you're going to need one of these doilies from Dollar Tree. They're the fabric ones, and all I did was, typically they're white or red, and all I did was spray paint it, and I spray painted it the turquoise color and let it dry. Once you let it dry, it gets kind of hard, so it's a good thing. And then all I did was fold it in half and cut into 2 sides. I set that aside, and then I got this little wood Happy Easter with the bunny sign, a bunny on the side of it. And all I'm doing is getting my X-Acto knife and basically cutting off the bunny and setting aside the wording, because I'll use that for another DIY. I'm going to use the same Waverly chalk paint, pink color, and just paint my bunny all pink. Once you've allowed your bunny to dry, go ahead and recycle or use a glass that you have maybe setting aside from all those pictures that we've used, all those frames. So what I did was basically just kind of figure out where I wanted to place my doilies. And I'm not going to use the entire doily. I just wanted to place some of it onto the corners of my glass. And the way I did it was I added some E6000 to the back of my doily, to the areas where that I knew I was going to use on my glass. And then I just set it down onto the glass, and I added just a little dot of hot glue on all the corners just to make sure that it doesn't move around while that E6000 is drying. And now I'm going to do the same thing to the other corner. And like I said, you can add as much or as little as you like of this doily. And I did the same thing, adding E6000 and then hot glue. Once I let it dry for a few minutes, I went ahead and just cut any of the excess doily away from my glass. And you can leave it like this, but I decided just to add an extra little small piece right in the center of one of the sides of my glass. So you can add as much as you'd like. You can add the entire doily in the center maybe, and just have like that round circle, kind of like a center piece. You can do it that way as well. I just wanted to make it look a little bit different, so I decided to cut my doily up in different areas. So once you're happy with the amount of doily that you've put onto your glass, go ahead and grab your E6000 and a little bit of hot glue and glue your bunny to the center or maybe down in the bottom, wherever you like to place it onto your glass. And you might think, well, this glass is a little bit too big for a tier tray. I'm actually going to place it on the top level of my tier tray and have it just that one glass placed up there and maybe some Easter eggs around it. So there you have it. Now you can leave it as is and make it as decorative as you like or as simple as you like. I'm going to add a little bit of the white flowers, and these are just some small flowers that I had. I don't even remember where I purchased them at, but I'm sure you can get them at Michael's or maybe even Walmart. I'm not sure where I purchased mine, but I'll leave a link for some from Amazon if you guys are interested in purchasing some from through there. And just add whatever embellishments that you want onto your bunny. And here I am with that raffia again, the blush pink raffia. Just go ahead and I made a simple knot, a simple bow, and glued it onto my bunny as well. Now to stand my glass up, what I'm going to use are some of these building blocks. And they're the Jenga box from Dollar Tree. And I already had 2 of them glued together from a previous project. So just go ahead and glue 2 of them together and then add some E6000 and a little bit of hot glue to glue it onto your glass. And you use that stack of blocks to the back of your glass, and then you add 1 to the front and allow it to dry, and this is how it looks. Let me know in the comments below, are you going to make these projects for a tier tray or just to set them aside in different bookshelves and around your home? Here's my cute bunny and my mini vase. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share with friends and family. Until next time, you guys stay blessed. Bye.